Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday today. My name's Andy Mason. I'm a Connect group leader here at First Baptist Van Cleve. Hope everybody's having a great day. I just wanted to share. We're continuing. This is our daily connection. We're continuing our study of Matthew. We're in Matthew 9 today. I'd like to bring out a few highlights and a couple of things that meant a lot to me. Matthew 9 1 through 13. Jesus. Just takes a boat ride, and man, he does a lot of big stuff. He heals the paralytic man. He was accused of the Pharisees of blasphemy, and they saw so much healing, so many miracles. The crowds were awestruck to where they gave glory to God. It was amazing. In Matthew 9 through 13. Matthew was called to be a disciple in these verses, and man, he was one of those people that wasn't looked upon as a great person. A tax man was not something you want to see. Well, just kind of like today is like that also. We don't want to see the tax man either. But he actually, after Matthew was called, he actually had supper with, or evening meal with, some tax collectors and stuff, to where. The way the Pharisee said, "Man, why do you have a meal with tax collectors and sinners?" And Jesus says a classic statement: He didn't come to call the righteous, but the sinners. Man, such a powerful statement. And then the 14 through 17 in Matthew is a question about fasting. Jesus gives the analogy. He talks about the groom being present, not present. The wine cloths, having them pre-shrunk or using an old one, does some great comparisons. In verses 18 through 31, you had two women that were healed. The woman that touched his garment, and Jesus turned around and says, your faith has made you whole. And in a leader's house where he begged him to come, and he got there, and the people were already in mourning. And they said, "Man," he said, "don't worry about this. She's just sleeping." And he went and got that lady by her hand, that girl by her hand, and the girl got up. She was fine. So healed two women in these verses. Then in verses 27 through 31, the two blind men were healed. And he told us, "Hey man, don't tell anybody." Yeah, and but they couldn't keep it a secret. They went and told everybody they saw. In verses 32 through 34. The mute demon-possessed man was driven out. Man, Jesus' miracles just went far and wide through this chapter. And in the last four verses, 35 through 38, Jesus continues to preach, teach, and heal throughout all the land. The crowds were huge. He got to where the Bible used the word compassion, true love, agape love for these crowds. He noticed, man, they're weary and worn out. They're like sheep without a shepherd. Man, this is a great comparison to the way America is right now. We do. You saw it during COVID. You see it during different things that the media will get upon. We do react like sheep. But this is what I got out of this chapter. These last few verses is where the rubber hits the road. The harvest is abundant, but the workers are few. Therefore, pray to the Lord of harvest to send out workers into his harvest. Man, if you could say it, the preacher says it. He shortens that up and just says, "Live sent," and so we all. Thank you very much. Hope everybody has a great day.